I was a good boy. I've switched the engine off. So now I've got to clear the flail on the back, which is rather choked up with mud and brambles. Aware that my bottom's wet. They leave this tractor outside at the rental place. The seat is like a great big wet sponge. So don't blame me. I'm not incontinent, even though at my age I probably should be. Oh, hello again. Well, it's taken an hour and a half to mow just this side beyond the columbage barn, up to the writing shed, behind the writing shed, and the sort of top of the back fence. Now it's time to address that central area. The machine that we're using, the last one was a flail with a chain that rotated round. This one's actually got sort of right angle cutters. So in theory, if you get it close to the ground, it scoops up lumps of the ground and the brambles and whatever. So that's a bit tricky because it keeps on clogging up. And the brambles are just so strong, they wrap around the spindle and just clog it. Hopeless. So anyway, I'll move you over to the other side of the writing shed, so you'll be out of the midday sun, bad dogs and Englishmen, and you can watch me go backwards and forwards, mowing that central area. Fingers crossed. in the shade of the writer's shed, looking at how much I've decimated the garden. The machine that we were using, it was a mini tractor, but instead of having the flail on the back, this one actually had curved blades. So basically, as soon as it got close to the ground, it was ploughing, but most of the time it was inches above the ground and just tearing at the grass and the brambles. So it didn't really do a fantastic job, but that's choice of tools rather than anything else. It should have been the flail. Here we've got one of the apple trees that fell down. It's just a load of branches all grown over with brambles and stuff, so I couldn't just mow through that, which was a bit awkward. Round in the far corner over there, Joe and I have just been talking about this, and because the wind from the coast comes from that corner, or from this side in general, we think that this sort of square area at the back corner we're probably going to plant with cherry trees as a bit of a windbreak, but we'll see. And in the mowing, there were several areas which were very undulating, and it looked like, or felt like, the tractor was going to tip over. So you can see a bit of a dip here, which has got a bunch of stones at the bottom, bit of a dip or a hole hill there. So it was a bit difficult to really go at it. And then we've got quite a sharp drop here, which I definitely couldn't go up and down, to this area which used to be the lean-to for the Colombage barn and is now just a bit of a dried up mess. And at the front, as we walk through, there's the side of the old house here. We cut down all the ivy and brambles off the end wall there. One of the first things we did, really. And there's the tractor in the distance, sitting waiting to be picked up. Joe just mowed this area with a conventional fly mow. And then looking around, that's the end wall of the Colombage barn that we took all the ivy off a while ago. And in the distance between the two buildings, our last remaining tree, it's the cherry tree. We might have to cut that ivy off of it in case that chokes it, but it still is standing, still is doing well. And that's our gate to go round to the side of the Colombage where the wall had fallen off, which I've dismantled now. And the neighbours, that's been sold to a French person, so we haven't met them yet. And then our other neighbours across the road, which was Solange, but unfortunately she had a fall, went into a retirement home, and she passed away earlier this year. Pity. Anyway, she was a lovely old thing. That's about it. If you could like and subscribe, if you can be so moved, that would be marvellous. Pass a comment as well if you want. Tell me what I did wrong. And hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.